There's always a lot of things in Isan that you encounter that are a lot different than back in your home country. You know, that saying, Toto, you're not in Kansas anymore, applies a lot. You know, you're always scratching your head. You know, there's a lot of head scratching going on these days where you go, what? What's this about? You know, and then you go, hey, it's not the new normal. It's the Thai normal. Things have always been a certain way and probably always will be. Hard to teach an old dog new tricks, right? But every once in a while I get surprised by something that I encounter that I'm not expecting. Now we're out in Isan in the country and we're not around anything really. Guess what just wandered in to our area, and the mahouts are making the rounds and probably trying to get some money to feed this critter. Check this out. I'm JC. This is Nat. Together we've helped hundreds of foreigners get more life for less money by having a retirement in Thailand. Now we've set out on a new adventure with the help of Danoi, Kakao, and Gopur. Together, join us on our journey while we turn this into this and make a full forest and help make Thailand green again. As you can hear, the dogs aren't real happy about what they see, but check this guy out. Now some people think, oh, this is just bad for the animals, and in a way it is. You know, it's domesticated. Sometimes they treat these really good, sometimes they don't. But more than anything, what I think this does, and I feel the same way about, you know, the aquariums and things like that, like SeaWorld and stuff. You know, it's bad to have animals in captivity, but one thing it definitely does is it teaches people, when they get up close and personal with dolphins or whales or elephants, I think it really adds to the appreciation and the overall compassion for the animal in the long term. Because once you have a personal encounter with an animal like this, it'll change you forever, especially animals that aren't indigenous to you know, where you come from. When you encounter them here in Thailand and stuff, it really makes a difference to you wanting to reach out as a whole and protect these creatures from this kind of stuff, right? Anyway, yeah, pretty cool, huh? So, have you ever heard the story about the Chinese farmer? It's a great story, and I'm going to paraphrase here, and you probably heard it told a little bit different by different people, but the story goes like this: that there's a farmer and he has no money, very poor, and a horse comes into his property and nobody claims the horse, and so now he's got a horse, right? And so people say, oh, you're so lucky you have a horse now. It's going to make you be able to work a lot faster, you'll be able to do so much more, so you end up with more wealth and everything else. And he says, smart guy, he says, well, maybe. And I, what do you mean, maybe? You got a horse now. This is great. You know, you're like a rich man. He said, well, maybe. So anyway, one of his kids are riding the horse, and he falls off and breaks his legs, one of his sons. And now the son can't work or anything, and the villagers come and say, man, that horse, maybe it's a curse. It's not a good thing. And he says, well, maybe. And I said, what do you mean maybe? You can't, now it's hard. You're missing one of your sons are important, you know, for getting, well, maybe. And they said, so they go away, and a war breaks out. And the army comes through the villages to get all the able young men to go fight a war that they're probably going to lose. And they see the son with a broken leg, can't take him, right? All the villagers, wow, that horse was a blessing. Yeah, your son would have been going off to war, and then, you know, what does he say? Well, maybe. So the moral of that story is what? That we don't know the meaning of anything. We hallucinate as to what things mean, and we give it the meaning that fits our, you know, values and our history and all the experiences we've had in the world and everything like that. So the thing about that is we can use this to our advantage, this story, by not becoming attached to the outcomes or to the meanings of things. You know, stay flexible and be open. And an example of that is, this is the road to our property. And this road is really bad. We have two ways we can get to it. We can get to it from this direction or from this direction. And we've been opting for this direction, which is a lot further to get to the main road and to where we go shopping and stuff like that. Probably takes us an extra 10 minutes or whatever. And this guy, you see, now he's backing up. He can't go down this road today. Now, normally it was really hard to go down this road. And the reason was because it was so rutted. There were two foot deep holes in because this is rock here, but down further it turned to like clay and sand. You couldn't go if it was really rainy. You'd get stuck and slide around. And then it got so bad, the holes were like 2 feet deep. And so it would take you a long time because you have to go so slow down this road. So we would go the other way, right? But starting yesterday, I saw them doing what? They came out with a tractor. I said, oh, they're smoothing it out. They do this about every 2 years or something. I said, this is really good. It's going to be smoothed out. And it'll be easier to get down the road. Then I looked and went, no, they've got these things so they put a border on here so they can pour cement. They got the rolls of metal to go down, you know, and so they're going to actually pour concrete. We're going to have a concrete road here. And you're probably saying, wow, that's really great. And it could be a great thing. I mean, you're saying, oh, JC, but it'd be so easy to get to the road now. You know, it saves you time. It's easier on the truck, right? Right, Gopher? Yeah. What do you think? Thumbs up? Yeah, maybe. Well, maybe, right? Remember the story? Well, maybe. You think, well, what do you mean, well, maybe? Because a lot of trucks used to come down this road. You know, sugarcane trucks and the trucks and all the stuff, and motorbikes now, which all the young kids want to have loud motorbikes and things like that. And so what could happen? Once they get this thing cemented and paved, this could end up being a very busy thoroughfare. And it could be loud. Could have a lot of traffic on this road. So is this a great thing? Yes and no. Just like most things in life, there's two ways or a number of ways to look at the meaning, and we just need to stay open to it. This could end up turning out to be a really, really great thing and beneficial to us, and make our life easier on the truck, save us some time, or it could become what? A curse. You never know. And why is this important? Because if you're going to come live in a Southeast Asian country like Thailand, you're going to encounter this all the time. Some of the things that are going to really, really bother you are going to turn out to be really blessings in disguise. And there's going to be other things you're going to say, wow, this is really great. This is better than sliced bread. And then, da-di-da-di-da. Then Bob's your uncle. And see, Gopher saying, look, the truck's turning around in our driveway. Could be just the beginning of things to come. Stay tuned. We'll be keeping you abreast of whether this turns out to be a good thing or a bad thing. So, this morning, while we were hanging out, we heard the sound of trucks going by, right? And they're coming from that direction behind me, which means what, Nat?
The road done deal.
The road's a done deal, so we're going to christen it and go down it the first time with our truck. We were going to go down it on the motorbike because we could have done that for a few days, but we're going to check it out on the truck and see. Now you got to remember that the secondary road, the one that we take because that one was so bad, this one's not so good either.
Yeah.
Better than that one. But you got to understand that this one that they paved, that they've now cemented, we got a cement road, it was so bad I would have to stop the truck and ease down into the holes and come back out. And you couldn't go more than a couple miles an hour down that road. So if we can actually travel at a good speed, that's going to save us a lot of time and wear on our Silver Shark on the truck here. So let's go check it out. First time. Prompted by Matt?
Promise.
What'd you say?
They don't have enough cement for put over there at the end.
Yeah, so we got to the end to the road here, and they stopped about how many meters? 2 meters, 3 meters from the highway. And so you go down a steep grade that they just threw rocks because of the elevation change to the new cement. So they threw some rocks down. So you go down off these rocks and then back up on top of the highway. But other than that,
Good.
looking good, feeling good. We're excited.
Yeah.
All right, now what are we going to do if there's traffic on this road all the time? Because there wasn't traffic, it was so bad, it was like nobody on the road.
Sell something?
Shh, don't tell them yet. That'll be a surprise. We've been talking about when you're given lemons, you squeeze them and make lemonade, right? We'll see. And I might as well talk about other things that are going on the farm. And that's doing a walkway to our little shade house that we built. And I ordered hydroponic, a small hydroponic system, and it's costing less than $200. And I'll be talking about that later. But it's the water pump, the troughs, and I forget how many plants I can put in there. And the guy PK in Nong Long is helping me with that. Great guy. And so we're working on that. We put up a post for Nat's shade house in the garden when we buy the plants and stuff, or her do potting, she'll be able to do that in the shade. And we put the poles up and then it started raining. Yeah. And so we haven't got everything up yet. And we put poles up for a gate. We want to be able to put a sliding gate for the car to open and close and make it easier and more secure that way. And also poles up so we can make sort of a gate for the kids to come back and forth from your parents' house. But we've had a chicken problem. Yeah. When we put up our little nylon chicken fence, it worked good because there was grass growing all along where we put that up, so it was hard for them to get through. Now the grass is all dead. Yeah, we have little holes. Yeah, there's these holes underneath everywhere, and so they keep coming in and out. I mean, I'll chase them out and turn around. I walk away, turn around, they're back in again. So I've ordered the electric fence, so hopefully we'll be able to put a strand of wire that'll give them a slight shock, and they'll learn to not come into the property. Still working with less eggs. On YouTube, the comments in there when I mentioned that last week or 2 weeks ago in the YouTube video, some people commented on a couple of things. One, we might be giving them too many food scraps, which might be the truth. We don't give them a lot, but we give them a little bit. And that sort of coincided or correlated when we stopped getting as many eggs. And also somebody mentioned a snake might be coming in and getting them, which Nat had mentioned before as well. So we'll see. Hey, JC here. If you like that video, make sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel here. Also, we have another video up here you're going to be really interested in watching as well. And if you're looking for all the details of how to retire in Thailand in one place, plus a group of people to support you, check this out over here. Give it a click.